Yo, welcome back. This is Stu42 with another Minecraft episode. Today I think is going to be all about the liquids. I've decided to change everything around quite a bit. I love my railcraft tanks, but I think I'm going to have to get rid of them. One of the things I want to do is these cells are working really well. So the problem though is you can't attach a request pipe to the railcraft tank. So what I think I'm going to have to do is we'll take off, I'll probably get rid of these fluid pipes, We'll put super tanks just down the bottom. We'll drain all of the nitrogen and oxygen to there, and we'll get it set up the same way as these request pipes with cells. I think cells in the pipe network are going to be the best way of getting lots and lots of different liquids around the place. In here, you can see we've already got all these different cells now that we can get just thanks to this stuff here. And that way I can stack up more tanks along here. We can add hydrogen into the mix. In fact, we can probably put hydrogen in the middle since we'll have enough room. So I'm going to do a lot of this off camera because it is going to take quite a while. I wish I could do one of those, super fast time-lapse type things. That'd be kind of cool. But unfortunately, I think it's just going to take a lot of time off camera. So I'm going to get these tanks torn down, put super tanks in here. We may even figure out a way of getting cells across to here because those four-way pipes, they make me nervous because every time, well, if you accidentally drain a liquid, you can end up with unpredictable results and the wrong fluid going to the wrong spot. So leave it with me. I will do all of this stuff and I'll come back and hopefully we'll have a much cleaner liquid storage / pipe network. See you in a bit. Alrighty, we are back and I've done a ton of stuff. Everything is replaced with these pipes now. What we're having to do though is we haven't got an extractor chip. I've made so many of these chips, it's just ridiculous. So we want this to be black, whitelisted. Let's just say, look, only pull the empty cells out just to be safe. Cool, so what this is set to do is there is a stock keeper in there saying please keep one cell in there, and the one cell, this may be a way to fix my glycerol problem with banking up as well, but if you keep one cell in there, what will happen is this will eventually fill with its 32 buckets. We have, now this is working really nicely over here, we have the tank with nitrogen, we have a responder chip so that if there's any nitrogen extracted in the network, it'll automatically go there. The extractor extracts the empties. The crafting chip is set to craft a nitrogen from an empty in case we ever need nitrogen. Same with, well, hydrogen's only got hydrogen. There we go. Hydrogen's only got a well, there's crafting and everything there, but I'm not dumping anything in there yet or not extracting anything out. Oxygen the same. We've rewired this underneath, so the power for this is now the very middle block in the middle there, and we have again stock keeper and extractor. The extractor takes the empty. This one for nitrogen, this one, hydrogen soon. We don't have enough hydrogen yet to do that, but as you can see, it's only keeping one cell in there, so that stock keeper with one cell is a really good way of not using up your cells all over the place. I'll put some pipe there to clean up, and that's what this thing here is doing as well. So this will get up to 32. It's gradually requesting one, throwing it across, dumping it, taking the empty back out. I think I might have I've got a spare nitrogen in there. So that'll eventually fill up with everything. I mean, we could probably make this better by making the stock keeper hold 2 or even 3 or 4, and that may speed up the process. I'm hoping this will be able to keep up with the recipe. It might not actually. I don't know, let's give it a test. Where's my hammer? So it's now going. 1400, 1300, 1400, 1300. 1200. Okay, so that is not going to keep up. We are going to need to find a way to fix that. So let's... Oops. Where did that go? Grab it. Cool. So what we're going to want to do is let's take this out and give it a go. Stock keeper chip. We need... Let's try 4. So will it craft 4 at once? That's what I'm wondering. 16. Yeah, 4 at once. So that's going to keep up. Awesome. So if we ever run slow on anything, we can just up the count that the stock keeper is trying to keep in there. And that should, if we start that again, that should now keep up. Yeah, 23, 22. Come on, bring me the 4. There we go, 25. 4, come on. 3, 27. Yeah, okay, so this will keep up now with 4 in that. Looks like 2 or 3 might be borderline. 2 probably wouldn't keep up, but 4 looks like it is doing the business. Cool, and we've got everything hooked up over there, and this should all still work the same way that it always did with this stuff here. I've just done a quick remap of the pipes here. So I've got a bit to clean up underneath, and then what I want to do this episode, like I said, it's all about the liquids. I do want to get a few machines set up here, so I'm going to need to take, again, big bit behind the scenes. I need to make a bunch more machines, and we'll get some stuff hooked up out here so that we can have yeah, some of the processing I need to do. So I'll see you in just a sec. Alright, I've done, once again, quite a bit of stuff. I've just been making a little bit more sodium, as well as, let's get this diamond tank. I'm still a little bit sick from the other week, unfortunately, so the cough is still hanging around. Let's grab these off here. Awesome, yes, empty. Just so that we don't have to walk slow with it. Now, the sodium, yes, I made a bunch of battery hulls. Let's just make another sodium battery. I cannot get cadmium or lithium just yet, so I'm dealing with making the sodium stuff. We'll get more sodium with the electrolyzer, and we've made a bit of, well, a few of these ultra low voltage tanks just to use as like canners and decanners and stuff like that. So the other thing, this did work over here. I've stripped all this out. We've put another super tank over there. We've moved the glycerol 1 to over there. And the way we're doing this is we've got a crafting chip on here. So where was going wrong before the previous episode, I said this might be a problem. And it was because we were automatically putting out from there to there. If we turn off the auto output and just make sure there's a crafting thing on there, this one here has an extractor to take out the glycerol and a stock keeper that just says keep 4 methanol cells in there. And that's all good. And then obviously we can put a small sodium hydroxide dust in there as well. Now I do have, it's hydrochloric acid. Yeah, so anyway, I've started putting these across here. I made a bunch of super tanks. We moved the noble to there, argon, glycerol. Yeah, a few other things there. We're going to put chlorine, fluorine, probably the sulfuric acid from over there. We have got this set up for here. And what I'm planning on doing is we'll get the salt stuff sorted first. So we need maybe to put this on the end. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how many of them. I'll put heaps in here so that we can put 8 things across here. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, you know what? Might as well make it 8, seeing as we have the cabling for it. And we'll see if we can put this one on the end. I am hoping it'll let us. And not use too much power. That's always the debate with this. I'm not entirely sure how best to do this. So we have auto output at the back for fluids. We'll have one of these sitting there. We'll have, oh, we're going to need a bunch more stuff. So the other thing I did up here is I added this chest, which just has an extractor set to the top sort of extraction. I'm going to need to make more of those as well. And more of those. And I made a ton of those, but yeah, what do we need? So we're going to need something to keep salt in there. And something to extract. Well, we need to extract out the end. And we'll need to put chlorine. Yeah, so let's get, oh yeah, we need another, let's just see what we're doing here. All right, okay, so chlorine, let's put chlorine in Let's just fill up from here, shall we? So let's make this one chlorine. Awesome, 45 chlorine. Let's put an interface pipe on there. Now, what do we need? We need a responder, an extractor, and a crafting chip. Responder, an extractor, and a crafting chip. I don't know if I've got enough of those. We've got crafting. Oh yeah, we've got a responder. And we've only got one extractor. I may need to make some other extractors. So for now, so the extractor is to get rid of the empties at the end. So what we'll do is we'll put one in there, chlorine. So the responder chip says we need to match chlorine. And there's no preference. Well, actually there is. Let's just make this preference 10 so that we know it's always going to go there. So responder, extractor, and the crafting is going to be needing to make, if we put an empty goes to a chlorine, then we can get that back out. We'll leave a gap so my OCD can put the extractor in there as well. And what we'll do is, because we need the extractor over here, we're going to need an interface pipe on there. This is going to need to keep, we're going to need a stock keeper. So this is where the stock keeper becomes really good. I do have one of those. So if we say always keep, let's keep 4 empties in there. And that'll always keep 4 in there, ready to take some chlorine out. We're going to need, we're going to need the extractor to extract. Let's go for whitelisted and chlorine, so we know it's only going to take those. All right, I am going to have to run away because I don't have enough transport pipes, so let me grab a few of those. We'll make an extra extractor chip for over there as well, and I'll be back in just a sec. All right, we've made some more, and I have just this one here, which I've decided is going to be this way. Now hopefully some stuff's flying. What's happening? Right, so there's the 4 that we need for there. I've put another interface pipe here because we are going to need an extractor to extract the sodium. So let's just throw those in there. Now the liquid should go out the back. Sodium should be there. Let's just make sure we whitelist sodium. Hurrah, cool. Now, the other thing that I have been doing behind the scenes that I forgot to mention is I've rearranged all these chests across here that have all the various dusts and bits and pieces. I also, you might have remembered, I didn't go over here all that often, but there were some storage drawers here. I made another controller and have put all my dusts over here, including all the gem dusts and stuff. So there's a spot there for more stuff if I need to do that, but for now this is where that sodium's probably ending up. Where are we? That is soda light. You know what? Soda light, maybe sodium's not ending up. Oh no, sodium is not ending up over there. It is an element, so it is going here. So this is where all the plain elements are hanging out. I might actually move these to storage drawers as well because I'm getting quite a lot of them. Yeah, but there's the sodium coming in. Anyway, right, so now that we've done all that, the thing that I wanted to do today, well, over several days, is finally make some. So I need to get my ethylene working again better, but I also need to make some epoxy. There's a lot of stuff that seems to be hinging on epoxy. I did have to, actually the cheaty thing I did was I got the oil from here. It was not really cheating, but I got these oil and I used that to make the polyethylene that I needed for a bunch of things. But we're gonna need to use this ethylene to make polyethylene. I'm hoping over here will be good. Also the epoxy. Now epoxy is made, where is the liquid? So molten epoxy is made from 2 things, well 3 things: sodium hydroxide, bisphenol A, and epichlorohydrin. So the reason I've been doing this chlorine stuff is because epichlorohydrin is made from, look at this, glycerol and hydrochloric acid. That is amazing because we've got both of these coming out in in cells now as well, which is really cool. So we can just, well, actually not hydrochloric acid yet. We've got chlorine, so we can make some hydrochloric acid. So yeah, that's probably the next thing to do, is how are we going to get hydrochloric acid? We can either distill it, chlorine and hydrogen. Once again, we're starting to get to a point where, see, sodium bisulfate is a really good thing. So we need hydrochloric. We've got sulfuric and we've got salt. So this makes sodium persulfate, which is used for circuits, which I keep running out of as well. Well, I've been using the iron 3 chloride. So interesting. Sodium bisulfate can go to sodium persulfate with, and we get some hydrogen out the other side as well. So we can electrolyze that, get sodium persulfate. I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to use salt, a chemical reactor, and sulfuric acid. Let's have a look at the other ones. Chlorine and methane. You know what? We do actually have methane as well. Chlorine and methane. Man, just going through all of these is a pain in the neck. Chlorine and methane. What's that one? Yeah, benzene. We're not going to do that in a hurry. Ethylene, we don't want to waste on this. Chlorine and propane. We don't have propane. All right. Let me quickly get some stuff together. And what we'll do is I think we'll use... Yeah, we'll have a look. I mean, we have methane somewhere. It's in one of these. Phenol, creosote, benzene, toluene. Toluene we're going to come back to as well. Acetic acid. Oh, it's right there. 31 of it. Awesome. So we could probably use the, yeah, maybe the methane way instead, to make bisphenol A. What we were looking at, hydrochloric and... No, we've forgotten which way we're going. Epichlorohydrin we were looking at. Yeah, hydrochloric and glycerol. Yeah, the trouble is we've got lots of glycerol we can use up. Hydrochloric acid is just... Yeah, okay, so let me run away and do some things. I'm going to move all my sulfuric acid into one of those big tanks as well so that we can get this out nicely. I think this is still going to be the way to do it. I know we have chlorine and methane, but you know what? I think it's going to be easy to use the salt in its raw form, and then we get the sodium bisulfate as well. So let me do my little trick with the acid and the liquids, and we'll get it over in one of those tanks. And yeah, I'll see you back here once again in a sec. Okay, back again, and we're going to try something tricky. We've got some pipes hooked up to here. I do already have this chemical reactor. This is where the sulfuric acid used to be, and we were using it to make exactly what we need to make. So I'm thinking that what we'll try and do is a crafting chip, and I've got this crafting extension. Never used it before. I presume I just throw it there, and then in the extension we know that we need one of those, but we need 2 salt. So 2 salt and 1 sulfuric acid should make what we need to make. Now in here we have the crafting extension, and here is where we put our crafting chip. Let's hook it up. See what happens. Okay, so what we should have is that goes in. There's a pump in between these. So there's a pump on the side of this which should suck the sulfuric acid across. This is set to auto output to there, which will then get tinned into a cell again. Oh my gosh, it's exciting. All right, I've not done extension based stuff for a while. Now we are looking to make hydrochloric acid, and we're going to get some of that other stuff as a result. Now, no, that's not actually what we want. We've got the wrong thing, because I forgot to say what it actually makes. So what we need to do is over here, we do actually have some hydrochloric acid already. Yeah, maybe we just keep this on demand. I'm not entirely sure the best way of doing this. So let's go. That makes Hydrochloric acid. Well, it needs to make two things as well. Yeah, so let's make this priority lower than the one that's in here. So let's pull that one out and make sure that we prefer to take from our tank hydrochloric acid, awesome. Alright, so we prefer to take from our tank before crafting more of it. We do get this side effect of this extra stuff though. So let's put that in there. Go that one. Craft, pull, yeah. Let's just do craft and see what happens. 1, submit. Successfully submitted. Race over here and see what happens. So we should have 2 salt racing across. Maybe. maybe not. Yeah, that hasn't worked, and it's given us hydrochloric over here. We really want to make sure that we craft it. Craft hydrochloric acid, submit. I don't think it's crafting. I think it is item crafting chip. Yeah, it's not doing what it needs to do. Maybe I've got my whole thing is the priority, the higher number I would have thought would be the higher priority, but that doesn't seem to be working. So let's grab this one. Oh, no, it's just not testing because at the moment the other one is higher. Yeah, okay, so it is working as expected. Derp. All right, let's try this time. So just temporarily while we get this working, let's go submit for one of those. Yes. Now, salt and sulfuric acid hopefully will come through. Still no dice. Does it come over there? No, I think it's still coming out of here. Yeah, it is too. Well, what the heck is happening with that? So, let's go for craft. Hydrochloric. Submit. This one here should definitely be the highest. Yeah, preference 12 with 1 extension. Nope, that looks like it's still just going to pop out over here. Well, that is interesting. I am not entirely sure why that is just pulling from there. Trying to fix the bugs, eh? So if we take the crafting chip out, there's an extractor and a responder. The extractor is just set to do the empties for when stuff goes across there. Let's just quickly see if it's a priority thing. So, yep, still has hydrochloric listed, submit. We've got the other one pulled out. Oh, there we go. There's some flashing happening now. And drink. Okay, so here comes the sulfuric. Goes into there, drains out, goes across to here. No salt though. Maybe that's why it's failing. We've not got any salt. Oh, there we go. Salt finally arrived. Yeah, so we get the sodium bisulfate, and we have this here. Yeah, awesome. All right, so we're going to need an extractor with sodium bisulfate. So let's grab. I don't know why that is flashing so much. It's like a graphics glitch. Awesome, so we are also going to need an extractor here for the empties. And we are going to need an extractor here and a stock keeper chip. All right, so I will do those. We know how that works. They'll do that between now and next time, and that should at least get us on the way. I'm wondering if I can do another crafting one to make sodium bisulfate as well, just in case we need more of that. Yeah, we'll see how we go later on. Now, between this episode and next time, because I'm going to cut this here, this is turning into a much longer episode than I anticipated. But what we'll do is I will get the epichlorohydrin made up. So we've got glycerol and hydrochloric. I just need a chemical reactor to sit across here somewhere. The other thing that we needed to do to make our epoxide, come on, is, yeah, so bisphenol A and sodium hydroxide. So bisphenol A, pretty easy to get, I think. No, it's just the same three things. Awesome. So we're going to need phenol, which we've got coming out of the distillation tower, hydrochloric acid again as well, and acetone, which we also have coming out of the distillation tower somewhere over here. We have some acetone. It's in here somewhere. Yeah, it's in here somewhere. Anyway, so there we go. Acetic acid. Maybe it's at the top. Anyway, we do have acetone in there somewhere. And then the only other bit that we need, and we can finally get some epoxide, is the other bit of this. No, acetone, yep. Hydrochloric, phenol, yep. Sodium hydroxide we are gonna make with, yeah, there should be a faster way to do this actually. I did find a way that was gonna be quite quick. Yes, via sodium. So what we do is we need a chemical reactor with water. We will throw some water in there with sodium to make sodium hydroxide, and the sodium, yeah, we're already getting from getting a bunch of salt. So we've got lots of sodium coming our way. Anyway, awesome. I might do all of that between now and next time. There's nothing too crazy there that we haven't gone over before. I might just have to go over exactly how I fixed up all the issues that I encountered. Anyway, that is all from me. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.